What's good, everybody? I'm Winston A. Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blerd, and welcome to the Blerd Breakdown. Oh, Lord, it is hot in this motherfucker. It's about 98 degrees, which is much hotter in other parts of the world right now. But the way that my apartment is set up, I got an AC and a fan. And if I run the AC too much, I got to pay out the ass for that. So I'm just running the fan right now. So if you hear that kind of rustle in the background, I do apologize. But I want to thank you for coming to the second live stream I've done here on the channel. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. For everybody that is new here, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know whenever I'm putting out new content. And be sure at the end of this to throw a like on this video, leave a comment, let me know how you're feeling. To everybody that's been around the block before, whether it be from Blerds or Capes and Cows or Spilled Tequila or Collider or whatever it may be, thank you for joining me yet again as we break down all the shit that's been going on in the last few days, man. And it's been a lot. I'm going to start off really quickly. Just an update with myself and some of the stuff that's going on, and then we're just going to jump into the stories. This won't be quite as long and loosey-goosey of a stream as I did with the first one, and that's only just because I got a lot going on right now, so I don't have a whole lot of time to kind of get into that. I got to get an audition done. I've got date night tonight, all that stuff, so we're just going to jump into it. But just so you know what's going on with me, I've got a new sketch coming out soon. I'm pretty excited. Full-length sketch. We're working on that right now. I'm working on the short film that I mentioned, the other one. So I'll let you know when that fundraiser starts because we are trying to blow this one out for sure. I'm going to be doing a Blerd Breakdown at least one live a week if I can't do all three. But I will guarantee to be here for at least one live one with you because I love interacting with you and all that kind of stuff, man. So please be sure to keep an eye out for that. And I'll keep it pretty consistent. The aim is to be doing it at 6 p.m. It was around the time, 6 p.m. Pacific time, which is around the time when Blerds used to go down. That will vary depending on what's going on. So again, tonight I have an event with Kristen, so I need to do this earlier in the afternoon. But pretty much whenever I do this, this will be at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So you at least can kind of have an idea, but I will always be sure to put that out there on Twitter, on all the places, and announce when that is popping off. So that's just kind of the housekeeping notes of what's going on right now. But yo, let's just jump into it, man. It's been kind of crazy. And I think the main thing that everybody's really been paying attention to more than anything right now has been the Olympics, which has been absolutely fire. But there was some funny mishaps and then some controversies that have recently gone down. So let's talk about it, man. Sha'Carri Richardson, who did not qualify, unfortunately, for the Olympics last in 2021 due to cannabis use being in her bloodstream. She did make it to this one, but unfortunately, in the women's 100-meter final, she only grabbed silver, which is actually absolutely incredibly great. And on top of that, you have a situation where you had St. Lucia, who was never medaled. You had Julian Alfred actually earn gold, man, with a 10.72 second speed. It was absolutely phenomenal. And then again, you had Sha'Carri coming in second place for the silver and Melissa Jefferson coming in for the bronze. It's the first time since 1996 that two Americans medaled in an event. Again, the 24-year-old was going to compete in Tokyo 3 years ago, but she tested positive for cannabis. She accepted a 1-month suspension by the United States Anti-Doping Agency, making her ineligible for the 100 meters. She was also not selected for the 4x100 relay team, delaying her Olympic debut until this year. Now, Richardson won the event at the World Championships in Budapest last year with a career best 10.65. Automatically putting her in a gold medal discussion in Paris, but she fell 15 hundredths of a second short. Now, all that being said, the reason why this became a little bit more of a story than what was already kind of presented at the time, as you can kind of see that I've put up here, people have actually been calling out something that went down. If you look here at this one particular comment, and then I've got some video to kind of further corroborate this. Both Sha'Carri and then Shelly, who fully pulled out of the 100, were off their game. And you see this comment says, basically the night before the race, security officials changed the rules that athletes can only enter on the team buses. The problem is Shelly and Sha'Carri didn't stay in the Olympic Village with the others and came to the gate in private transport. Since they were denied entry in the gate for athletes. They were forced to then walk an hour to the front gates and then had to walk all the way back to where the athletes warm up. Essentially, they missed warm-ups over a rule change that they were not notified of. Shelley rightfully pulled out because that would affect her performance. Sha'Carri stayed because she was not about to miss another Olympics. The whole Olympics in Paris have been a shit show, honestly, is what this one commenter says. And now here is actually some video at the security gate where you can see Shelley being very frustrated.
She said them changed the rule yesterday. Like, how can they change the rule and then not say it? So you're asking all the athletes who, for whatever reason, don't stay in the village, them can't come through the gate. We came through this gate yesterday and went through security and was okay. The man said we can't go over all the way up when everybody else are entering to come back down here, sir. That's crazy.
Hey, what's happening there? What's happening over here now? Where are you? Yeah, I'm actually in the front of the stadium. I can look at stuck. There's some problem. Some athletes. Actually, the organization changed some stupid rules, and they're right now they're holding us in the bus while the problem is fixed. So I hope they're going to be fixing something. They just leave. Wow.
Yeah.
So they let people out, but they won't let you in. Yeah, okay. I just so.
So yeah, you can see, man, like just seeing that honestly was pretty fucking infuriating. You spend all of this time, you spend all of this energy, all of this effort to train, to come to the Olympics, to the world stage, to go against the best of the best. And then you have a situation like it'd be one thing if there was like some major alert that there was like a terror threat that had happened. So they fully clamped something down and that was the warning they were giving. But you know that not all the athletes, like they're given a list of that sort of situation. You know that not all the athletes are staying in Olympic Village. For example, the NBA stars, they don't, and the WNBA stars don't stay in the Olympic Village. They stay in private accommodations and hotels and whatnot for a couple of reasons. One, these are some of the most famous and richest people on the planet when you start talking about, say, LeBron and them. Even Simone Biles does not stay in the Olympic Village because she is too recognizable of a face, too famous of a face. Sha'Carri, same kind of thing. They stay in different accommodations because everything that has been provided both didn't provide the proper privacy, is kind of basic accommodations, all of that stuff, right? So to think that you genuinely were not going to make sure that everybody knew what the deal was so that they could arrive properly. I'm not saying that this was like a sabotage, like we're going to get them, because it's not really like France all of a sudden had some major stake in the 100s like that. They were doing, to my knowledge, well in track and field, but this event was really going to come down to like 4 or 5 ladies, and France wasn't in that mix. So let's not get down to that. But genuinely, I understand. I've done a lot of event stuff, man. I've worked as a PA, I've worked security, I've worked as a bartender, I've worked, helped with wedding photography. I've done all sorts of stuff where shit changes on the fly. Absolutely. But the number one thing that comes across, period, unless it's an emergency happening in the moment, you have to make sure that talent is aware of what's going on, because they're the ones that this whole thing is based around. So to not tell Sha'Carri and to not tell Shelley and to not find a way to call your supervisor and be like, hey, yo, here's an exception. Here's their actual shit going on here. Let them through, was absolutely fucking ridiculous in my opinion. And that does not take away from the incredible win that, Julian Alfred had and what that means for St. Lucia. I would never want to take that away, man, because it really could have gone either way. But you just don't. I guarantee you that nobody wants to win with an asterisk. You don't ever want to look up and go, ooh, okay, was that or was that not, you want them at their best so you can be the best. I guarantee you nobody wants to win on an asterisk. That's the shit that I don't love, man. But All that being said, I'm very curious what y'all think, man. Let me know down in the comments and in the chat. And I forgot to say earlier, if you would like to get a question in, if you'd like to tip, you obviously can do that via the super chats. I appreciate any and all of those that come in. You can also donate or tip and ask questions at streamlabs.com/the swaggy blerd/tip. You can also hit up Venmo or Cash App at the swaggy blerd. All of those are options if you'd like to throw that in there. Okay, so let's go on to the next story. Let me see. I saw some people popping in here. What up, MK Songbird? Brittany Parker was good. JMB. I see you, Cheryl. What's good, everybody? All that stuff. I really appreciate y'all coming in and saying what's up. So let's go to this next story. And we're going to stay in the realm of the Olympics because there's a lot going on here. Let me show you something super cool before we jump to some of the fails. So this was kind of fucking wild here. This was a ping pong match, I believe, between a competitor from China and from Sweden, I believe. But you'll see in a moment here. So here we go. Dude, this is why we watch the motherfucking Olympics. You see that shit? My God. Like I said, oh, and that shit said, woo, with a backspin. That was so fucking cool. That was so cool. And that's along the lines of watching Steph hit the three without looking. That's along the lines with the routines that you've seen Simone Biles do over the years. The incredible, amazing things that you can see the world's best athletes do. And that's the type of shit that you don't forget, man. So, like, I don't know if that dude ended up winning a medal, if he ended up medaling, all that kind of stuff. But that's the type of thing that people will remember for a long time. And that's the kind of stuff that you would hope that you're remembered for, right? Not things like this. You ever see that meme going around being like, when you be lying on your resume and in the interview so that your ass could get the job, but then when you actually get the job, you embarrass your motherfucking self. I feel like that man can't ever show his face in track and field again. And now, mind you, I am sure, I don't know enough about pole vault. I am sure that kind of stuff can potentially happen on the regular, but it looks so bad, man. It looked so bad that I was sitting here thinking, I don't know who he tricked to get up in this motherfucker, but now, again, there are things you do want to be remembered for, awesome trick shots. There are things you don't want to be remembered for, completely failing pole vault. And then there's the things that you like, you kind of lost by winning and won by losing. Check this guy out. This French pole vaulter, man, is so talented that his talent got caught on the vault bar and disqualified him because it knocked it off. And if he had landed that shit, he most likely would have been in contention to medal. God, my guy's talent straight up just said, nah, son. And so, like, I know he was heartbroken when that was over, but at the same time, I guarantee you he got whatever ass in the Olympic Village or throughout Paris that he possibly could want. Male, female, whatever he's into, man. I guarantee you they were like, yeah, well, we'll have our own ceremony after the fact. You know what I'm talking about. So those are some of the coolest, funniest things that went over the weekend that people were talking about in regards to Olympic competition. So the only other things that I'm not covering right now, but were huge, obviously Simone rounding out with another medal, taking silver in, I believe it was rhythm dancing, but had an awesome moment. This beautiful moment of three Black women all on the podium lifting each other up as they ended up medaling 1, 2, and 3. So another beautiful kind of Black power moment that was happening. Even Simone bowing down to the young lady, I believe, from Brazil that ended up, I think she was Brazil, maybe the Dominican Republic. I apologize. I wasn't planning on covering that story, so I should have known more information before I started talking about it. The big stuff coming up, we've definitely got men's USA basketball. Their next game is tomorrow. Women's, I believe, is also tomorrow. These are both the semis, so we're getting closer there. I know that men's 3x3 USA got eliminated after going 2-6, which is just Just not cool to see that happen. We also have tomorrow women's soccer. You've got it looks like the United States beat Japan. I missed that. I wasn't paying enough attention. That's on me. 1-0. That's a huge win. And then play again tomorrow at 9 a.m. against Germany. That's going to be a tough game. So a lot of the key team sports that tend to be on the world stage, their quarterfinals are coming up, or the semifinals, excuse me, are coming up as we get closer and closer to the end, because Friday marks 2 weeks. So that should be the end of the Olympics, man. So we're getting closer. And the last little thing here, just so you can know the medal counts. I've told you that my fantasy football league, one of them is basing where you're getting your draft position on. We got countries that average between 11 and 20. We all got assigned one. I'm Spain, so you can see I'm not even anywhere close to what it needs to be. But currently, China is number 1 with golds at 21, with the US at 20. You can see how it goes down there, and then you can see the total medal count here that the United States is at 78, China at 53, France at 46, Great Britain there with 42. And then Australia with 32. So that's all that's going on there. But with all that, I definitely want to know what y'all are thinking, man. How you feeling about the Olympics? Which sports have you been watching? Let me know all of that in the comments. I definitely want to know. Before we move on to the next stuff, I want to take a look at some of the comments that are in here. I appreciate y'all being a part of it. Yeah, big oof. So let's see. What, man? Awesome. You're live. Thank you, Absent Good. That's what's up, man. I definitely wanted to get back in there. Virtual reality fitness, bring back Jonathan Majors. Hey, man, look, eventually, I've said this on the previous broadcast, and I need to clip out that show yet. I think that Jonathan Majors, given time to fully rehabilitate and all, like in the sense of he's been convicted of DV, whether or not, however you feel about the case one way or the other, he has been convicted as is. Give it some time for him to go and goodwill, do some other small films and stuff. As talented as he is, if he doesn't get into any more trouble and all that, he will be fine. He'll come back to it. And the funny thing is, I said this on Spill the Tequila, that was fucking wild. Someone tried to make a comment to me and be like, if he had hit a black woman, if it had been an altercation with a black woman, they wouldn't have lost his job. Does nobody see how incredibly toxic and fucking horrible that is? That shouldn't be the statement you're making. Even if you're trying to say, well, that's just the way of the world, why is that the grounds you want to stand on to be like, ayo, whatever. And again, I still think the case was a little cloudy. Him running away from the situation. Sounds like she was super toxic and a problem. It sounds like he's got some toxicity in him too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things, just let him go be gone for a little bit. Nobody has been like, get out of Hollywood forever. People have done far worse things with him and gotten, second chances. It just took time. That's it. It took time. You had something where Will, I don't think as much vitriol as he got should have happened, but you had Will slap somebody on stage on one of the biggest broadcasts of the year. And after a year of kind of nothing and a bad slave movie that nobody went to see, came back with Bad Boys and is right back in the limelight like that, and has just released a single. I think he's about to release an album. Jonathan will be fine again as long as he doesn't get into anything else. He'll come back in a bit. That's my 2 cents on that. Let's see what else is going on. That man with that smirk, because he knew. I'm trying to tell you, like, you're going to have a smirk if, like, the reason you lost because your dick too big. Like, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Hey, what up, Winston? Appreciate all the work and content you do, man. Keep up the good work. Big thanks. I appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you so much. Like I said, I want to try and be here. If I can do all 3 days a week, I'll do it streaming. If I got too much going on, I will probably pre-record and release, and and I'll make sure to clip all the stuff out as well. So if you like watching it in shorter bursts, you can do that. On top of that, I'll let you know, date night tonight, we're going to go get dinner. We're going to see Twisters. I haven't seen it yet. I know people have already done the reviews. I'll do it out of the theater. I won't probably do a full review because everybody's seen it at this point, most likely. But I'll do an out of the theater reaction. I'll see if Kristen will do it with me when we leave. But yeah, so that'll be a lot of fun. And then as far as other content goes, I didn't keep up with House of the Dragon on time. Once I finished the season, because I'm like 3 or 4 episodes behind, it sounds like a lot of people weren't super thrilled with how it ended, because it sounded like this last episode was just a giant trailer for season 3. I will give my overall season thoughts on that. I got some boys stuff coming. Lots and lots of other content coming out for you very, very soon, so don't miss it. All right, let's check out the super chats I just saw come in really quick. From Katen in LA, just sent in support. First super chat I've ever sent. Love your content and sending you all the best. Thank you so much. Or Cat in LA, that's what it is. Thank you very much, Cat in LA. I appreciate you very, very much. Let's see who else. And Wicked Art. Hey, Winston, working on Capes and Cows comic. Just wanted to show some love and congratulate you on the channel growth. Look forward to more live streams. I love watching the fencing. Fencing is, first of all, Wicked Art. Thank you. Second of all, if y'all haven't seen the Capes and Cows comic, you have to check it out. It's absolutely fantastic. It was just mind blowing to see these characters come to life based off of me and Christian and Coy and Roxy and Mike and Steph. Anybody that is a fan of what goes on over the Christian Harloff channel, of the Schmodown, stuff like that, are us personalities put into a real comic book and whatnot. It's fucking sick. So you should definitely check that out, man. But thank you for doing that. Let's see. Let me also pull up the Streamlabs and make sure if there's anything there, I can make sure to read those out loud as well. Let's see. Go to the dashboard here. All right, well, that loads. I'll let y'all watch this again because Jesus Christ, it was I don't know which one. Y'all tell me. You want to see the dude with too much talent? You want to see the dude with no talent, or you want to see the ping pong shot? Let me know and I'll put it. The first person to comment, I'm gonna put that one back up again. Oh, that shit's never not funny. I swear to God. Oh man. All right, let's see. Talent. Okay, that's fine. I figured somebody would say that. You generally gotta love on top of that. They didn't know how to talk about it. They were like, so what happened here, Coach Judy? He was, oh, I'm a little out of focus. Whoops. Let's fix that real quick. Damn, that sucks. All the whole shot's been out of focus. On the way down. That's all he could say was on the way down. Oh man, I got one more super chat I'm gonna read. We'll go to the next story. Jimmy Nails, so good to see you, Jimmy. It's been forever and a day. Hey, good to see you, brother. Send your better half my love as well. It's good to see your face. I appreciate that. Thank you. I will certainly let Kristen know that you say what's up. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing this with y'all. As I mentioned in the first stream, I'm really I'm really upset about all that. Joe Schmo, what up? Welcome. If you want to know, rewind the video. I talked about it. Cool. Awesome. Yeah. What the fuck did it usually lose at shooting stuff? Now, this is a great question. This is a great question. This is like one of those things. It reminds me almost sometimes of like the Joker, of like that, I'm just a dog chasing a car. I don't know what I would even do if I actually caught one. It's kind of that mentality of you wonder why so many people are so like, don't take my automatics and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the reason why you need automatics, bro, is because your aim's so goddamn trash. You need 100, 200 rounds to hit a goddamn thing. And you got people out here coming out hitting like straight up with like gangster like side shots, winning medals and shit. The most gangster shit you've ever seen. My mind is blown that we genuinely were that bad at shooting. We didn't even, we were in like second to last or last place. Are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't have found Billy Joe somewhere in Kansas or Mississippi that wasn't ready to come and so fucking stupid, man. So stupid, but it is what it is. Let's move on to our next couple of topics, man. So someone mentioned Jonathan Majors earlier. It turns out that the Kang Dynasty rumored plot details were leaked and may reveal what Marvel's pre-Doomsday plans were. Now, some of these detailed rumors for the movie for the Kang Dynasty may reveal what Marvel Studios' plans prior to Jonathan Majors' firing would have been. This is from Mark Cassio over Comic Book Movie. Marvel Studios announced Avengers Doomsday at San Diego Comic-Con last weekend, with Robert Downey Jr. set to make his MCU return as the villainous Dr. Doom. As we know, this next Avengers film, previously titled The Kang Dynasty, was shaping up to be a very different film prior to the Kang actor Jonathan Majors firing, and we may now have a better idea of what the story would have focused on. We already heard that both Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine are going to play a major role, and Scooper, My Time to Shine has now shared more details. According to the breakdown, all three Spideys would have been revealed to be anchor beings for their respective universes, along with Logan and several others, including Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. In this film, the TVA begins gathering anchor beings from across the multiverse, believing that they are the only ones powerful enough to defeat the Council of Kangs. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were the anchors for their respective realities, while Tom Holland's Spider-Man served as the anchor for Earth 616. The movie was intended to be smaller in scope compared to Secret Wars, focusing more on Holland's Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and other anchors like Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. The plan for all of them to ultimately fall, leading to the collapse of the multiverse and Kang's creation of Battleworld. This would then set the stage for Secret Wars, where other MCU characters and additional multiversal figures would converge on Battleworld. Some of this does match with previous rumors, and we have heard that the current iteration of Earth's Mightiest Heroes weren't going to have a significant part to play until Secret Wars. It remains to be seen if how much of the story was changed after Majors' firing. There's always a chance Kang will simply be switched out for Doom, and the basic premise will stay the same. Battleworld is still expected to feature at the very least. However, Joe and Anthony Russo boarding this project and new writers working on the script, we'd say the movie being almost completely reworked is a more likely scenario. Avengers Doomsday is set to arrive on May 1st, 2026. All right, so lot to unpack there, man. The first thing that I will say, to be honest with you, if that genuinely was the story that they were going for, so you're more or less ripping Spider-Verse and No Way Home and kind of just doing a redux, maybe it's a good thing that we're going away from this. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm not saying that I don't hate the idea of kind of having this little team up, but you're kind of taking sprinklings of Deadpool and Wolverine, No Way Home, and Across the Spider-Verse, all stuff that Disney has seen one way or the other, been a part of one way or the other. And you're just kind of making a hodgepodge movie, but doing it on a scale that wasn't just Spider People, yet you were still anchoring around said Spider People. And it's not that I don't love the chemistry between Toby, Andrew, and Tom. It was fantastic. That was the best parts of the movie, is them being like, I always wanted brothers, and they're kind of back and forth and all that. That is by far and away one of the most fantastic parts. And I would love to see them all again together, working together. I think that would be fucking dope. But I don't know. It genuinely feels like a lazy rehash, in my opinion. So like, I just genuinely am a little bit happy that we're moving away from this direction. Would I have preferred that the shit had not gone down with Jonathan Majors and the Council of Kangs was still happening, and then all of this was kind of going down? Yeah, I absolutely would. But if we have to now pivot, and we're now in a situation where we've got RDJ coming in, and now we're going to do a whole different story, I would much rather prefer that we kind of make that turn, that we do something else. That's all we want. That's it. I'm sure that's actually over in the other Blerd clips. Let me see. Nothing's in order. There it is.
Do something else. Do something else. That's it. That's all we want. Do something else.
Nobody says it better than T-Pain. Honestly, nobody. Not a goddamn person. But I'm curious. I want to know what you think. Or do you actually like that storyline? Am I fucking crazy? Do you wish that we actually did do this version of the Kang Dynasty, or do you think they would have probably realized it was too close and switched it up? I want to know what you feel about it in the comments, whether you're watching on the replay, live, all that good stuff. Yeah, so that's it on the Kang Dynasty. Again, if you'd like to tip, please don't hesitate to do so at streamlabs.com/theswaggyblerd/tip, or on Venmo or Cash App at the Swaggy Blerd. You can also send a super chat. Any and everything is greatly appreciated, and especially if you want to guarantee that your question gets read. That's the other way that you can do that. All right, let's go on to the next topic. So we are still talking Deadpool and Wolverine. It's been 2 weeks, and this movie has absolutely been crushing. Let's talk about some of the rumors and things that were discussed first, as you can see here with Ladypool. Deadpool and Wolverine director teases the future of Ladypool plans and sets the record straight on Taylor Swift rumors. Josh Wilding from Comic Book Movie was on this one, and their main source being out of Variety. Deadpool and Wolverine featured pretty much the entire Reynolds family. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's children contribute to the movie as Kidpool, Inez, age 7, Babypool, Olin, age 1, a screaming mutant, James, age 9, and Hugh Jackman's Wrangler, Betty, age 4. As for Lively, she suits up as Lady Deadpool or Ladypool, and in an interview with Variety, director Shawn Levy was asked how important it was for all of them to appear in the threequel. It just honestly was that they were available and always nearby a lot of the times. We could call people into our edit room and have them recording something. The filmmaker explained, a little by little, all the Reynoldses started being a part of the movie, including their youngest. As a proud godfather of Olin, that might have been my favorite voice cameo. As for whether they ever plan to unmask Ladypool, Levi says, we never discussed taking her mask off, so there's always the future. It's definitely not a promise. We also wanted this to be a standalone movie that leaves everything possible but serves no next movie. It's not a setup to anything, so we'll see what happens. Perhaps a Deadpool core will return to fight again in Avengers Doomsday or Secret Wars. Who knows? Now, for the longest time, there are rumblings that singer Taylor Swift may play Ladypool. Now with Deadpool and Wolverine in theaters, Levi set the record straight on the cameo rumors once and for all. That was one of the loudest rumors that came out of nowhere. It was never true, he confirmed. Thank you, Internet, for building such a smokescreen of rumors and half-truths so that no one ever knew what was going to happen. Levi elaborated on that point in a separate conversation with Entertainment Weekly. It was so very loud. I definitely had moments where I was worried I would disappoint people when they realized that Taylor as Dazzler was not in the movie, but there's no controlling the internet and rumors spread like wildfire. It was never a conversation. It was never even a seat of discussion. Obviously, Ryan and Blake and myself, to a far lesser extent, have our own relationships in real life with Taylor. But yeah, those rumors were loud and slightly baffling, and nothing I said or did was going to make them quiet down until this movie came out. Meanwhile, Reynolds tells Collider, we'd be insane and the luckiest human beings on earth to have any involvement from Taylor. Just the fact that she watched the movie and loved it, that was plenty for us. As for his MCU future, Levi said he would love to play a part of answering why Thor was crying someday, and confirmed, I don't know what form my Marvel future will take, but I'm very confident Marvel and I aren't done with each other. And if you didn't know, Deadpool and Wolverine is in theaters now. Okay, so before I get to the next part of the Deadpool and Wolverine story, first off, I just think it's cool. I think that people love to give a lot of guff sometimes when someone puts too much of their family or friends into movies, but like that's the whole point. If you're making your art, you want to share that with people. I think one of my absolute favorite like cameos was either Eminem with Haley and My Dad's Gone Crazy, or on the speaker box. This shit was hilarious. Big Boy got his son Bamboo to come and do an instrumental, and he was like gonna rap. And so he's like, hey, what you came here to do? I'm coming to WAP. Like, it's hilarious. And then by the end of it, they're like, all right, and what else do you want to say? He goes, aye, motherfucker. It's just like a very funny, just like wholesome fucking moment, man. And so I love when people involve their kids, they involve friends, like whoever, whenever they're doing stuff like that. So like knowing that Ryan and Blake have a very close relationship with Taylor, I understand where a lot of those rumors were coming from on that element of it. And I'll be honest, when I was watching the movie, when Blake first started speaking, it sounded like she was doing a Taylor impression to me. So I was like, are they trying to like intentionally kind of allude to the fact that maybe it's her one way or the other? I don't know. But to me, it sounded like that was actually Taylor, which was kind of hilarious. But overall, I thought it was really good to see what they came up with the cameos. And just because Taylor wasn't in this doesn't mean she won't be in something else. I don't care one way or the other if she is. If they do get her, great. I think she would be a great Dazzler, specifically knowing, that she's a performer. You know what I'm saying? That Dazzler is a performer that happens to also be a mutant. I think that would be a great role for her. But I'm curious what you think, man. Do you want to see Taylor Swift in the MCU one day? Were you upset that she wasn't in it? What do you think about all the Reynolds is being up in the movie, man? Let me know in the comments. All right, I need to check for something super fast. So I'm gonna go ahead and do another one of these. just so you have something fun to look at. I'll be right back. Can't ever go wrong with the meow, goddammit. Swear to God, you can't go wrong with that shit. And, you know, for a lot of the Blerds, a lot of the neighborhood that's in here, I had to give that to y'all. I'm not going to do that every show because it isn't Blerds. It's different. It's a different iteration of stuff. But, you know, if I'm in a pinch or we're celebrating something, you know I got you on all of that, man. All right, so the last story, I'll just put the same asset I had previously, the Taylor one, because I don't really have another one set up for Deadpool. But Deadpool and Wolverine is officially the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, at least in domestically here in the States. Deadpool and Wolverine continued its march in the box office history this weekend, leading the pack into what appears to be a rather lackluster final month of the summer season. More major releases than not are foregoing nationwide screenings for critics, including the pair of newbies this weekend. While some studios may be testing the waters of a new strategy, the stigma of withholding advanced looks is not going to go away anytime soon, if ever. Deadpool and Wolverine certainly did not need fawning reviews in advance, but they never hurt. And even if critics were more vicious, the risk on the bottom line was minimal. Studios with less confidence in their mid-range releases pulling screenings is not a bold move, especially if their bodies get their bloody blue. What does this have to do? Okay, we'll get back to that in a moment, but we pause to bring you not so breaking news. Deadpool and Wolverine dominated again in its second weekend. That is to say, it's dominant compared to the rest of the options in theaters, though maybe just a tad less. So when it comes to its $200 million opening weekend summer brethren, since it's hard to find fault with the 8th highest second weekend in history. Overall, the film is doing incredibly well with $395 plus million on the domestic side and $824 plus million globally. The film is a bona fide success and now the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time. The first Deadpool grossed $783 million globally. Deadpool 2 did $786 million globally. And shortly, Deadpool and Wolverine will become the 52nd film to reach $1 billion and the 11th Marvel property to do so. It has the 7th highest 10-day total in history, higher than Marvel's The Avengers and the last two Star Wars films, but is the film still showing a quicker fatigue than its predecessors? Inside Out 2, Star Wars The Force Awakens, Barbie, Black Panther, Jurassic World, and The Avengers all had smaller percentage drops than Deadpool and Wolverine. 54% Deadpool and Wolverine's 54% this weekend. Amongst the 12 of the films to start with over 350 million in the first 10 days, a list that includes this summer's Inside Out 2. 5 of them fell below 100 million in their second weekend. 3 of them were films released during the Christmas season. Barbie bested all of them with the summer weekend of 93 million. With 97 million this weekend, Deadpool and Wolverine did beat Barbie and Disney's 2019 version of The Lion King, which had 76.6 million on its second frame. Deadpool and Wolverine owns a $44 million lead on both of those films and is holding pace for 640 plus million on the domestic side. It would be Disney/Marvel's 6th film on the $600 million list domestically, and a less challenging August release schedule will certainly help it get there. The biggest question for the MCU is whether this is a momentary plug of the leak or the beginning of a new phase of success. All right. So yeah, I look, it's something that we've all said, man, is that Deadpool and Wolverine was going to cross $1 billion. It wouldn't be an issue. I think what'll be interesting going forward is, does it hold on and get to my estimation of around 1.5, or does it kind of taper off? It'll be really interesting to see how that plays out one way or the other. I think I just kind of need to see how the start of this weekend goes, because I heard like Trap, for example, wasn't all that great. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see if people kind of circle back on Trap and really want to give that another shot. If they just go see Deadpool and Wolverine for a second or third or fourth time. and people catch the stuff they miss that's still in theaters. So the Inside Out 2s of the world, the dollar theaters that are showing like a Bad Boys right now, or things like that. Like, are people going to focus on things like that, or just stay home? You're in the last week of the Olympics, so it's possible that you stick around to just watch each and every single thing throughout the week, and then maybe you got something else going on the weekend, or you're prepping, you're going to preseason games for football, or getting ready for school, or all that. You never know, man. I still think it hit 1.5, but we'll see what happens. But I want to know what you think. How impressed are you with the box office with Deadpool and Wolverine, if at all? And other than that, man, are you looking forward to some of the other stuff that's going to be coming on? I want to know what you think down in the comments. Let me do a quick last look here to see if there was anything that came up in the Streamlabs. Nothing in the Streamlabs. I don't see anything in the super chats, though. It looks like the chat went kind of quiet, so I don't know if that's just quiet in here, which is totally fine, or if I've got like a connection issue. Could be either one. Oh, how many views? Nope, yeah, it's been a minute. That's okay. I'm not sure. But that's okay. I'm not gonna worry about that. That is all the stories that I had covered for today, man. I'm going to go ahead and start to get out of here. But again, let me plug a few things. First of all, if, again, it's your first time here, you enjoyed the show, be sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. Greatly appreciate that. Check out all the other stuff I did, my reviews for Deadpool, my reviews for, The Boys, and I'll do, again, a recap of House of the Dragon soon. People have been asking about Supercell. That's going to be one of the next things that I cover here on the channel, so you definitely want to check that out. I've got my Cobra Kai part 1 of the final season review coming out very soon as well. Got a new sketch coming out very soon. I'm doing a lot of editing right now, and just some other stuff. Check me out on all the other platforms, man, because I do post other stuff around on TikTok and Instagram and Twitter and all that good stuff as well. And then other than that, oh yeah, it looks like something broke with the comments, because it looks like somebody posted something that's just starting to fade in. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Let me make sure that there weren't any other super chats or something that happened. Let me do a refresh. I want to make sure everybody's questions get answered. Okay, sorry for the dead air. I know you're not supposed to do that. Nope, everything's all good over there. But yes, we're gonna do that, and then the other major thing, other than Supercell, someone has been begging me to do a review of the new Transformers 1 trailer, since I had said on Capes and Cows months ago that it seemed like it was going very like childish, kind of Minions, whatever. But there was talks about how this new trailer is really good. So tonight I will record that, and I'll put that out tomorrow, so you can check out my response to, or my reaction to, that trailer. But with that, that is the Blerd Breakdown. I hope you enjoyed yourself, man. Please come on back. I'll be back here on Wednesday. If I have time, it'll be a stream. If I don't have time, it'll be pre-recorded. So just keep an eye out. I'll let you know on Twitter. But with that, y'all, I'm going to get up out of here. So y'all stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace.